this little thing, so this is about maybe 15 minutes.
All right, so the blank one, the chapter 5 periodic conversion, you just want me to take what you have here on the screen and put it on my blank
Correct. Oh, we're gonna go through obviously every single one, so I'm gonna have you calculate one in each one. But in this case, I've already filled in the information for you. Because actually I did not know I did this. I'm so proud of myself for doing this. I actually have the scenario right here, but in this case, I've already filled it out for you. So this is the worksheet that I want you to utilize, is to have these numbers in there already. Okay, and I'll just explain each one as we go. So do you want to just write them in as we go, or do you want to?
I'm already writing, so you go ahead and I'll just follow with you whenever you're talking, I'll write.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. So here we're going to be practicing utilizing and applying the Lifo method, which is again last in are the first ones out. So with that being said, here are a few examples that I've already filled in for you guys. So this is just practicing how to fill it out, the table, and practicing how to fill out the bottom half of the table, because that's also the more important one as well. Okay? So on June 1st, okay, so it says here that we purchased a total of 1,250 units at $1.08, okay, and my freight here is going to be for $150. So what is my purchase expense going to be?
1,350.
Okay, so 1,350, okay, and then how do I find my total cost?
You're going to take the 1,350 plus the 150.
And
that equals 1,500.
1,500 is my grand total, and lastly, I need to solve for my cost per item, which is going to be?
It's going to be $1.20, because you are going to divide that amount, the 1,500, with the quantity.
Good, for $1.20, and it went in even? Yes, it did.
Yes.
Good. All right. So then on June 5th, we made a purchase of 850 units at $1.10 each. Freight here was $100. So what is my total purchase price going to be for this one?
That's $935.
$935. Good. And what is my total cost going to be?
$1,035.
$1,035. And lastly, what is my cost per item going to be?
We are going to divide 1,035 by 850. And that is 1.217. How far do you want me to give the numbers?
I mean, you can just leave it there, because I just want you to know that when we do at the actual calculations, we should leave the amount to be in its infinitive number. Reason being is because, again, so the concept behind this is if we round too early, you may accidentally, cost out something a little more expensive, okay? So for example, if I were to round this at 22 cents instead of 21 cents, I'm gonna cost myself a lot more in the very beginning, because I'm charging it at $1.22 instead of $1.21, right? And every time I sell, if I'm selling thousands of items, that extra penny right there that you didn't count will accumulate, and you'd end up losing $1 into your cost of goods sold.
Obviously, in a normal circumstance, I would make that $1.22.
Yes, in a normal, it can apply to all, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to zero out the account regardless. But the way that you're understanding this kind of concept is, as a business standpoint, every penny counts, especially if you're looking at if you're selling items at 1,000 level, like if you're selling tens and thousands of items, you want to make sure that you do not round too early, because again, if you sell that 1,000 items, that's $1 you lost into your cost of goods sold. And when you make your profit, obviously, you're going to get a lesser profit. But of course, the scaling to that is very it's not noticeable, it's very tiny. But if you're in the business where you're buying multiple stacks of thousands and thousands and thousands of items, it's going to tally up at the end of the day. Right? And as a business perspective, right, you want to try to lower your costs instead of round it up too high so you can make your maximum profit. In this case, if I chose to round my answer up, I'm defeating the purpose of what my business is, to lower my cost instead of increasing my cost. Okay? But of course, in the real world, you can't take this and be like, it's 21 cents. Of course not. That's not how the rules of rounding works.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, side note, so that's why we keep these numbers in here unless you choose to make it round all the way through. Again, at the end of the day, no matter where you're at, you're going to end up zeroing out your accounts no matter what. So looking at this standpoint, whether you round, you're just going to zero out at the end of the day. So it's not going to affect your business in terms of your costing wise. It's going to definitely affect your profit, especially when you're selling thousands of items. Okay? All right, so going back to this part right here. So now that we've solved that the cost per item for our June 5th purchase is going to be $1.2176, blah, 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 right? Okay. So now we come here, and on June 8th, we purchased a total of 700 units at $1.09 each, okay? And we have the freight for $85. So what is my total purchase price going to be here?
Purchase price is $763.
Oh, there you go, $763. My total cost is going to be
$848.
$848. Good. And my cost per item is going to be
1.2114.
1.2114. Okay, cool. Okay. Then on June 10, we purchased a total of 1,600 units at $1.12. Okay, and this time our freight cost us $200. So what is my total that I'm going to buy? Total purchase price going to be?
For that is $1,792.
Good, and my total cost?
Is $1,992.
And my cost per item?
Is $1.245.
Perfect. Okay. And then on June 12th, we made a purchase of 600 items at $1.20. And my freight here is going to be $70. So what's my total purchase price here?
Total purchase price is $720.
Good.
And then with the freight, it's $790.
$790.
And then the cost per item is 1.316.
That's fine.
3.66. Okay.
All right. And then lastly, here on the 14th of June, we made a purchase of 1,200 items. Do we have, coffee mugs is my items at $1.25, and my freight was going to be $150.
So I have 1,500 for the purchase price.
1,500, good. And my total?
Total is 1,650.
Good. And my cost per item?
1.375.
1.375. Okay, good. So, and then on, I'm assuming it's going to be June 15, you have currently 500 items left in your inventory. So that means my ending balance should be 500 coffee mugs. So let's go ahead and total up these columns. Okay, so, oh, I'm missing my total sign. Okay, so equals sum.
Yeah, sorry, I'm doing it with my phone
That's
still.
no worries.
Got my pen key yet. It is coming. Okay, so the quantity I have, oh, you already have 6,200. Sorry.
No worries. I'm gonna wait till you do it, and then I'll fill in the answer afterwards. Okay, good. 6,200. Yes. Okay. I was gonna say that's correct, but
Okay, yeah. As soon as I turned, I thought, so no worries.
Okay.
Then the purchase price I have $7,060.
$7,060.
Yeah. So did I? Let me see if I. Nope, that's not. Okay.
Yep, $7,060 is
My
correct.
calculation here.
Good.
Um,
What is my total freight?
so calculating. Hold on 1 second.
So 150.
$755.
$755. And lastly, what is my total cost?
Hold on. Okay, total cost is $7,815.
$7,815. Okay, this is assuming we don't have any purchase returns and allowances, but tomorrow we'll talk about that in the video. Tomorrow I will be introducing you what happens when you do get purchase returns and allowances and what you do to calculate it. But other than that, we're focusing on LIFO right now, so let's go ahead and fill in our little bottom half portion right here. So what is my total quantity that I purchased?
Is the 6,200.
All right, and how much was the purchase price in total?
That was the 7,060.
Good. Again, we don't have any purchase returns or allowances, so my subtotal should be as is. Oh, not plus, minus. Okay. Freight adds no value to my quantity, but it does add value to my cost. So how much was the freight again?
755.
755. And we're going to add our totals together. To equal a grand total of 78.15, which, yes, we matched top and bottom right here. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, of course, we don't have beginning inventory, so I gave you that much information. So therefore, my net purchases, which I'm gonna grab from the top here. And then because we're adding 0 to our numbers, that means my total goods available is going to be for whatever I have my net purchases for.
And so the cost of goods sold is, for the quantity is 5,700. Right?
5,700. Good. Okay. So that means, no worries.
That means, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So that means when I'm going to be calculating my total cost of goods sold. Okay, so I put a formula in there. It's just equal sum. So then when I make my calculations, at least I know how much I am selling at the end of the day. Okay, so I need to reach a total of 5,700 items to sell. All right, so let's go back up to our inventory worksheet and let's recognize what has happened here. So, because I'm doing Lifo, did you reach the end of your page already for your window? I can't remember. I think so. That should be at the bottom. Oh,
Oh, what do you mean?
did Michelle come? Oh, I guess it's... Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. All right, so back to this. Sorry about that. So from here, because we're doing LIFO, okay, meaning last ins are first out, which batch are we going to dive into first?
The 614 date.
614 for the 1,200, right? And we sold a grand total of 5,700. So is it safe to assume that we're going to take the whole batch?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to take the whole 1,200, and because we know what the cost of the entire 1,200 is, so we don't need to calculate here, it's going to be for the full 1,650. Okay, and I just copied the unit cost so you know where you're taking it from. Okay, it's just a point of reference.
All right. Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
I'll put it in there. And then the next we'll take from the 12th, which will take the entire 600.
Okay, entire 600. So therefore, we're getting rid of the whole entire thing of $790. Okay, so now we're at 1,800.
Right. So let's see here. We are going to take the 610 amount of 1,600.
All of it or some of it?
All of it.
We're going to take all of it. And with that assumption of, because we're taking all of it, that means we're going to just, no need for calculations. It's going to be for the full amount of the 1,992. Okay. So now I'm checking my score here. So I have 3,400 items sold. I need to reach 5,700. So let's move on to the next batch. So which batch are we taking out of now?
The next we'll do the June 5th date of 850.
June 5th. We skipped June 8th.
I'm doing the 8th for 700.
Okay, that's fine. So 700, we're going to take all of it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so here we can safely assume again, because we're taking all of it, no calculations is needed, because we're just going to take the full amount of my $848. Okay. So now we have a total of 4,100, and we need to get to 5,700. So how many more items do I need to sell?
So sorry, I'm doing hand calculations here on the bottom.
That's fine.
Can you go to your bottom? I have 850 I've written down to do for the 5th. Did we do that on the sheet, the real sheet? No. Okay. So
Okay, no, that's the one I was asking you about.
we are taking the 850.
And we're taking all of it.
Yes.
Yes, because now we only have 4,950 items sold. So let me go ahead and fill in this piece of information so I don't lose it. So here, again, I don't need calculations because I know how I'm taking the whole batch of 1035. Okay. Now, lastly, okay, I only have one more batch left in my inventory, right? I have the one that I bought on June 1st. I already know I'm not going to take the whole thing.
Right.
But how many do I actually need to take?
750.
750. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 5,700 and I'm going to go ahead and subtract this 4,950 to give me, oh, the same thing happened to me again. All right, so if I were to just 5,700 minus the 4,950, I know that I need to get 750 items out of the first batch, which, how much is it going to cost me to sell one item in the first batch?
So, oops. I'm going to sell them at $1.20.
You're going to sell it at $1.20. Good.
$9.
And when we calculate that, you said it was $900?
Yes, 900.
$900. Good. Now, let's go ahead and calculate and sum up the columns here to get our total cost of goods sold. So here I recognize that I have the full 5,700. All right. How much is it going to cost me in total to sell all 500 items? 5,700.
7,215.
Yes. So here, I'm going to place that piece of information right here. Okay. And then lastly, how do I solve for my ending inventory?
So we're going to take the 78.15 minus the 70. Oops. And that leaves us with 600.
Then that, oh,
Right.
what do you
I'm
mean?
taking the goods available amount
Mm-hmm.
minus the cost of goods sold.
To get 600. Good. Perfect. Okay. Now, as I always do, let's go ahead and complete the conversion entry. Okay, so here's my journal. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay, so assuming that this is the 15th to June 15, right? We're doing it every 2 weeks. So what is my journal entry going to look at? So here I've already indicated that I made purchases of coffee mugs. Okay, at the top of my window, I have it for coffee mugs.
All right.
So my journal entry is going to look like
Purchase. No, right?
purchase expense. Is that what you just said?
Expense, yeah.
That's not going to be the first
Or
thing.
is it inventory?
It's going to be inventory.
Okay.
And I've already recognized that the item that I actually bought was coffee mugs. So I'm going to make it coffee mugs. And do we know a total amount that we are going to be placing into our coffee mugs? Oh, wrong one. There you go.
Messing up. All right. All right. I'm totally drawing a blank now.
Okay, so because we are converting our purchase expenses, right? And we're going to convert them into inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we originally bought a total of 6,200 items, right? And we're transferring it to inventory. Now, can we safely assume that all 6,200 items are available in my inventory?
Yes.
No.
Oh, wait. No, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't understand.
So let me ask the question again.
Yeah.
We originally bought 6,200 items. Okay?
Right.
Now that we're converting it, right? Can we safely assume that we're going to transfer all 6,200 into my inventory?
Well, no, right?
No, because I only have 600 items in my inventory.
Okay.
Because I sold 5,700 of them. I don't have them anymore.
Right.
So if I'm transferring into my inventory, what amount am I going to be using?
The ending balance of the inventory?
That's correct.
So the 600.
For the 600, yes. Okay?
So that's weighted at it. The 600. Okay.
Exactly. Right? What else do I need to recognize? What did I do with those 5,700 items?
Well, we sold them.
We sold them. So what account am I going to be using?
That is going to be the cost of goods sold.
Correct. Cost.
We're going to debit to 7,215.
Yes. Cost of goods sold, because that's how much it cost me to sell all of those items. So in this case, yes, I'm going to do it for the $7,215. Okay. And then lastly, what are we going to be taking out of or zeroing out of?
So we're going to have the purchase expense.
Yes, purchase expense.
And freight. And so, see, the purchase expense was the 7,060. And freight was 755.
All right. Make sure. Okay, so now that we've completed our journal, let's actually double check to make sure that our debits and our credits match before we finish up this.
I don't balance.
You do not balance.
Right.
Okay. Let's check on.
Sorry. No, I do. I added the wrong number. Sorry. I do.
Okay.
Sorry. This phone calculator is very inefficient for what I'm doing.
That's okay. Tomorrow, go ahead and go buy yourself one because.
Yeah, no, it's coming from Amazon, so. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, seriously,
Yeah. So on my side here, I should have a total of 7,815 debits, as well as my equal and opposite credits of 7,815.
Yes.
So this is complete, right? Again, this is just for only you to check it. I know that for some people that have done this before, at the end of their actual journal, there should be a little column where you can check to make sure that your debits and your credits match. Again, and it's going to be apart from the actual journal. It's not going to be included. It's going to be, so you see how my line ends here? It's going to actually be the line right here. That allows you to edit and double check. But in this case, I want to do it in my worksheet just to make sure that when I do move on to the next transaction, I don't accidentally type in or add a different number. Okay. So good. And that's all I have for you for the extra practice for this problem. So again, it is on the Google Classroom. It's just to exercise. So this is how you did it, and you did it correctly, right? You started from the bottom, made your way to the top, and we calculated it just as is with the rounding portion. Okay? All right, let's